Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and in this video, I want to talk about 10 characters who we want to be modding for offense. Some of these characters, crit damage will not help in the slightest. Some of them, crit damage is, you could make a case for it maybe, but overall, offense is the way we want to go. So, before we get into that, before we get into those reasons, I want to plug a few things. I want to first say thank you to my subscribers. We are growing so fast. It's amazing to see. If you're not subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Leave a like, leave a comment. Love to hear from you guys down in the comment section. So, characters who want offense. First on this list, Dark Trooper. Dark Trooper is one of these characters that I think goes without saying of how much he wants offense, and that is because his basic can't critically hit unless he has advantage. And the ability that gives him advantage is his AoE, which the only time I ever use this is when I need more stacks of Dark Trooper. So otherwise, he's just assisting so much that he never really has advantage, right? Because of the way he works in an Imperial Trooper team. So modding him for offense is the best way to go. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is another one where offense is king. He just, his base offense is so high that critical damage doesn't give him enough benefit comparative to ramping his offense. That the benefit from gaining additional offense outweighs his additional critical damage. There's not like as much in the kit to say like, oh, he can't critically hit, right? He absolutely can critically hit. Just the amount of offense he gains is so great that it's much better to just keep him modded for offense. Beskar Armor Mando. The only reason he's modded for offense is because whistling birds cannot critically hit, right? So he is a character that they deal true damage, which means you can't critically hit with them. So critical damage does nothing for his primary attack, right? That, like, and when I say that his basic is not his primary attack, right? He's not dealing damage with his basic. His primary purpose is to deal damage with whistling birds, and they can't critically hit. All right, Maul. Very similar to CLS, Maul can, or not CLS, sorry, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. Maul can benefit from crit damage, but it's better to just keep him modded for offense. He gains additional offense at the start of battle, too, so he's kind of one that by ramping his offense, he's going to be able to do a lot more than it would be critical damage. Commander Luke. So he's a character where I actually see a lot of people mod for critical damage. However, with the addition of CHEWPO into the game, C3PO and Chewie, right, that combination, they share, they take 40% of Commander Luke's stats and then share half of that with the rest of the team. So Commander Luke gives out his offense to the team. So the higher offense he has, the better that team is. So he's one of those characters that, yes, you can use him with critical damage, and in the old, an old maiden, that was the way to go. But now that he's sharing stats, we want to make sure that we've got some offense on him. It is really important for his team that we ramp those characters' offenses. So those are the first 5. Again, always plug my man, the MVP Wampa. We don't mod him for offense. I just had to put him in here because Wampa is king. Cup, again, is just a breaker here. And now we get into the next 5. So ARC Trooper. ARC Trooper we mod for offense because of the turret. And this deals true damage. So his turret will scale in damage based on ARC Trooper's damage. So the more offense ARC Trooper has, the more damage that turret does. And I will say the turret is very sneaky with its damage. That you don't always realize how much damage output that turret is doing until it's too late, right? That's the way I like to look at it. All right, next is B1 Battle Droid. So this is very, very simple. He can't score critical hits. He can't score critical hits. So if you put any kind of crit damage on him, it is wasted. He cannot score critical hits. So offense is the only way he wants to be modded. Qui Gon Jinn. So for a lot of people, I know they don't like, why do we want to mod Qui Gon Jinn? I thought his team was based on how fast they were, and that's how they gained offense. But with Qui Gon Jinn and his Omicron, right? when he gets defeated, it says down here, when Qui-Gon is defeated, they gain health and gain 400% of Qui Gon Jinn's offense for 2 turns. So that's not counting his juiced up offense that he gets from his Omicron. That's just 400% of his offense. So we want to make sure that we're modding our Qui Gon Jinn for offense to pass additional offense to our team so they can hit harder. Droidica. Similar to, I think it's similar to B1 here. He cannot critically hit. Yeah, so his basic here ignores defense but can't critically hit. And I believe this one is the same thing. Yes, ignores defense but can't critically hit. So Droidica, it can't crit. So again, any critical chance, critical damage is just wasted on him. There's no purpose for it. Fennec. If you guys watch any kind of Lord Vader counter with no GL, and Fennec is the biggest part of that. I have been very tempted to just go all in on my Fennec, and it's taken a lot of my willpower to not just dump everything into her because of that counter. But again, she is one where it's more so, I actually think she can, let me see here. I don't actually think there's something in here that says she can't critically hit. For her, I believe it's one of those where she just gains so much. Yeah, so here she gains offense stacking, right? So this is one of those, she's one of those characters where we're using offense because of a part of her kit that's going to either give her additional offense, right? That similar to Maul, where, you know, by gaining that additional offense at the beginning of battle, we're going to boost that then through offense mods. So she's one we want to be modding for offense as much as we can. I'm just looking through. I don't think she has something in here that she can't critically hit. So it's more so just trying to ramp that damage as much as we can. And that's the end of the list, guys. Those are, 10 characters that we want to be modding for offense. I didn't want to go into every single mod I have on those characters because I don't think that's important. And I think sometimes we almost lose a little bit of focus that, when we say offense, right, that's the primary goal of those mods. And I'm going to just show you a quick example of what I mean by that. So my Kylo Ren, I have mine with speed and health, and I have this crit damage triangle here. However, it is a 4%, it is a 6% offense secondary. In this case, for a character like Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, or if I was going to use this on someone like maybe Commander Luke or Maul, right, where they could have a speed set, they're gaining critical damage, but a offense primary mod is 8.5%, and this is 6.0. So I'm losing 2.5% offense, but I'm also gaining 42% critical damage. So in this case, the trade-off is well worth it, where reducing my offense a little bit, but I am gaining the ability to deal critical damage. So I wanted to use this as an example here that when you are going through and modding a character and you see a situation like this where your offense is super high, right, on a mod like a, crit damage, or maybe a health mod where you've got a lot of offense percentage, right? Think about that you could potentially put that there because you're losing a little bit of offense, but you're gaining that much more of whatever stat that mod is on. So just something to keep in mind there that, this doesn't need to be offense everywhere because we want to try and mix and match and make the best character possible. So this is just, an example here to show you guys that sometimes we can take a little bit of that stat away if it means gaining a lot more of another. So if you guys are still watching right now, go ahead down there in the comments, put Wampa is the real MVP because Wampa, actually, no, wait, scratch that. Wampa is king. So put Wampa is king in the comments if you're still watching right now, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.